Hey everyone, welcome to Storyteller's Handbook, and today we're going to talk about Tech Week. Author, actress, director. I have a BFA in Theater and Drama Studies from a university conservatory program and over 10 years experience in theater. I am also currently writing my debut novel, The Refining. After you've finished your cue to cue, now you're ready for tech rehearsal. Now during tech rehearsal, you're going to rehearse the entire show and you're going to do stop and go. Stop and go means if there is a technical problem, you will stop, work it out, fix it, maybe go back just before the problem happened and run through it and then try and continue and get to the end. Technical problem being lighting, sound, costume, quick changes, set changes, anything like that. Nothing acting related. In fact, during Tech Week, you can let the actors know that they can save their energy. You need the same volume, the same speed, but you don't need the same intensity because all you're working on are the technical aspects of the show. So you do need them to say their lines just as fast and at the same volume that they normally would, but they don't have to bring all of the emotion. I usually tell my actors 50% emotion is perfectly fine. Some actors are not able to cut the emotion but keep the same speed and volume. So if they want to do full emotion, they can, but you should give them the option so they're not draining all their energy the week of their performance. Your tech rehearsal, you want to have at least one. 2 would be even better. Hopefully by the second tech rehearsal, you're getting through the whole thing and you are not stopping. That's the goal. For the tech rehearsal, the actors are in full costume so you can practice all the quick changes. They are not in makeup and hair unless you decide as the director you want them in makeup and hair. If there's a makeup quick change or a hair quick change, then 100% you need to practice that. But other than that, generally they don't have to be in hair and makeup. And that is tech rehearsal, at least once, hopefully twice. And you try and get through without stopping, but if you have to stop, then that's what it's for. Next comes dress rehearsal. Dress rehearsal is when you are pretending that that audience is full. Full hair, full makeup, full costumes. Everyone is going full emotion, full steam ahead, and you do your best not to stop. If something falls from the sky and the couch completely splits in two and somebody's dress tears down the back, then okay, yeah, maybe you'll stop. But short of that, you really want to push through and say, okay, she forgot a line, he messed up the blocking, her wig fell off. What will happen? If that happens during the performance, you can't stop. You got to keep going. And it's a really great practice, especially when you're working with newer actors, to really push through and give them the experience of having to not stop. They've been practicing this show for weeks, for months, with the luxury of stopping or being stopped. You really don't want the first time they run through the show without stopping to be in front of a live paying audience. Probably not the best idea. So this dress rehearsal is their opportunity to go through it guns a-blazing with no stopping. Next, we have open dress or preview. Now, this is optional. This is something that is usually done for either a discounted ticket price or for press. We usually have a press-only open dress, which means you invite people from the press, influencers, people who have a following. So this should not be your first dress rehearsal. This would be a second or third dress rehearsal because your first dress rehearsal should not be in front of people you are trying to impress who are going to help promote your show. They come in, they watch this dress, they understand it's a dress rehearsal, but it's polished. You maybe give them some hors d'oeuvres, maybe give them a little swag bag, and you're basically showing them the show before everyone else for the favor of them creating some media buzz about the show. Maybe they can blog about it, vlog about it, they can put it on their social media. The goal is to help sell tickets. Next is your performance, and what a performance it will be. If you've done your tech week, if you've devoted the time to perfecting the technical aspects of your show, married with all of the acting aspects that you've been perfecting for weeks and months, your show will be a huge hit. Don't forget, when you're opening for your show, you need your front of house manager and you need your ushers. Your front of house manager is making sure that all of your ushers and your guest experiences work well. The front of house manager is organizing whoever you have in charge of concession stands, maybe handing out programs, selling tickets at the door, maybe selling your merchandise, any memorabilia from the show. That front of house manager is in charge of all of those people. And that front of house manager is free now to talk to you as the director, see if there's anything you need, to talk to the stage manager, to communicate with them when intermission is almost over. So they will let their ushers know to start telling people to come back inside. The front of house manager will communicate with the stage manager at the top of the show. Stage manager can let the front of house manager know, okay, it's okay to open the house. Sometimes before a performance, the actors may want to go on the stage or go in the performance space to do a pep talk, to do a group warm up, to do a prayer, to do just a kind of a warm up together. And so you don't want the audience coming in and looking at that. So the stage manager will let the front of house manager know the house is closed. House is the term we use for any performance space. It doesn't actually have to be a house. And then when the actors are gone and the stage manager lets the actors know the house is being opened, aka don't go back on the stage manager will tell the front of house manager and they can open the house, and then the front of house manager will tell the ushers that they can open the doors and let the audience in. The front of house manager is crucial to help organize everything that's happening with your guests, while your stage manager is helping to organize everything that's happening with your actors. I do have a video on 10 roles you need to fill if you want to put on a show, which talks about all the roles that you need to fill to successfully put on a show. I'll put a link to that video in the description or up above. After you've had a successful performance is strike. Strike means you are going to remove every evidence that you were ever at this performance location and take it with you. You're going to pack up your costumes, make sure all the actors get the costumes back that they own. So anything that you rented, you're going to want to pack it up because you're going to have to return it. At this point, your actors can help you to remove any set pieces or anything. It's very common that actors don't stay for strike because they probably had guests in the audience, or maybe press or agents they asked to come and watch them. So they're probably going out to celebrate. So this is the time to call in all the favors from the aunties, uncles, cousins who were like, hey, how can I help with the show? Invite them to come on closing night and ask them to help you for an hour after closing to pack everything. You want to have a U-Haul ready, or you want to have multiple vans ready. Don't be caught at strike with no way to remove your stuff from the premises. Clean up everything, make sure that everything is spotless so this rental venue will want to rent to you again. After a successful strike, the next step in your tech week process is your post-mortem. Post-mortem means after death. So it's basically after your play has lived its life and its life is over. Now, technically it's not part of tech week, but it is an important step for you to have as close to after your performance as possible. And while it's still fresh in your brain, you sit down with your stage manager, your technical team, your crew. You make a list of everything that you did that worked, things that you made enough time for, things that were really successful, and then aspects of the production that were not so successful, things that you need to change, things you need to do differently. My actors, I don't normally call them in post-mortem, but I will send them an email letting them know that we are having a post-mortem with the technical team, and we want to ask them about their experience as part of the production. How was the audition? How was the rehearsal? How was the tech week? How was the performance process? What were things that they liked about working with the company? What were things that they didn't like? Was there any drama happening? Were there any clashes with personality that you didn't know about? Sometimes these things happen, and as the director, you're so focused on what you're doing, you have no idea about what's going on. And sometimes actors are really sweet and kind during the process, but at the end, they feel the freedom to tell you what was really happening with that. See if there's any areas where the actors can shed some light on things that were not so pleasant for them so that you can change that the next time. The postmortem is such an important step because if after this show you ever plan to do a show again, it's really important to make these notes while they're fresh, because when you come back 6 months or a year later and you want to do another show, you're going to be like, what did we do again? Sometimes it's important even to just make notes about what you did. Catalog all the important numbers. Make a list if you haven't already of all the volunteers that helped you. It's just so that the next time you have this document of everything that you need to know when you're putting on your next show. That's it. That's your tech week. I hope this video was informative for you. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I do new videos. Then consider leaving a comment below about what you learned, what I missed, maybe some of your tech week experiences, and what you'd like to see next time. Thanks everyone. See you in the next video.